All right, what's up, guys? We're live. Just give it a second. Gonna wait for maybe just short minutes, and then after that, we'll start. All right, it's the 3 minute mark. Um, yeah. You see the title. I'm basically just going to be discussing, I guess, current events and everything that's just happened so far. So a lot of stuff has been happening since my last video a couple months ago. And honestly, I haven't been in the mood or really motivated enough to create content because I've just been enjoying, what I or what we have now that will either not be around or as enjoyable in the future with how things are going. But anyway, so yeah, um, as I and I'm sure you all have suspected and expected, things seem to be getting progressively worse in terms of the state of the world, which is not surprising if you've been paying any attention really. But yeah, I'm here with I'm pretty sure you guys remember Lightning God and also the Narc File show. I had him I think either once or twice, possibly once, but yeah, some of you might know him from Oversphere's channel. But yeah, we're about to chop it up with that. Um yeah, so in relation to what I want to talk about, man, and this is gonna be a bit of a rant possibly. So I'm just gonna yeah, I have a couple of topics here just so that I don't forget what the fuck I wanted to say. And after I just discuss the that particular topic, um, you guys could basically give your 2 cents on it. But so the first thing is basically low IQ behavior. The first thing I want to bring up is the retardation that occurred over in New York and Chicago. Um, when the Knicks won the basketball game, you literally had people that were fighting and damn near killing each other in the streets, destroying private and public property, breaking into fast food chains and assaulting innocent fast food worker staff, and just a whole bunch of just dumbass shit that should have never happened in the first place and is just completely unacceptable behavior. And it's so crazy. It's so insane to me, really, that human society made the conscious decision to prioritize things like the Super Bowl, the World Cup, and the Knicks winning the basketball game over their world leaders and governments blatantly announcing to them that they are cannibalizing the flesh of children. They are molesting children. They are ritualistically sacrificing children. And these fucking retards, these idiots, made the conscious decision to be more worried about a bunch of dumbass niggas kicking a ball around. Like this shit is honestly has just gotten on my nerve. That's why what is really even the point of making content or talk about it's just gonna get worse. And this is why I made that other stream saying that when the collapse of society, whenever it happens, or more so the transition into the end game of what the elites want eventually happens, human society is going to get every single thing that they fucking deserve because at the end of the day, they didn't want to take accountability for the dumb shit that they prioritized over stuff that was actually important. Um, yeah, man, the low IQ behavior that I'm just seeing lately is just fucking ridiculous. And quite frankly, I'm not surprised because when you look at the state of the world, um, when you look at how shit is going, you start to realize that the reason as to why there's so many dumbass niggas walking around, so many low IQ motherfuckers, is because only dumbass motherfuckers are looking around with how the current state of the world is and deciding to bring more people here. It's just that simple. When dumbass motherfuckers reproduce, they just replicate more dumb motherfuckers. That's why you're seeing more stupid behavior. Um, and obviously you got shit like the brain rot satire and comedy content that we have nowadays. Streamers like Rakai and all this like degenerate brain rot bullshit. And yeah, man, I just don't know. I don't know the direction that humanity is going in. This is completely unacceptable behavior, man. Like I just don't know what the fuck to say. Um, classic nostalgic media says stupidity is a disease. Yeah, it really is. Neuropillar says the foods, the chemicals, and what we breathe play a fact. Yeah, of course. It's making the microplastics, the bullshit in the food, the quality of the food, just all this chemical bullshit. It all plays a part. But it's also the fact that people are just consciously making the decision to run away from the truth. Uh, what's up? Couple of beers, 31. Oh yeah, Nero Pillar giving Lightning God a shout out.
What's up?
And also he gave TNF a shout out as well.
Howdy.
Okay, classic nostalgic media. I basically lost respect for humanity now because of this shit. Why be sane in an insane world? Yeah, exactly. I honestly like I already didn't respect them when they didn't do shit when they released the Epstein files and blatantly just told people what the fuck they were doing. But I really don't give a fuck about what the hell happens to them now. Like this shit, this a whole nother level of stupidity, man. Bread and circus This is the epitome of bread and circus, man. But yeah, I don't know if I forgot to say anything, but I guess Narc File Show, you could go, or Lightning God, whichever one, you could talk about that or whatever.
I mean, I mean, I was going to add on to what you said about that. What
Yeah,
you the whole thing about people basketball and the whole sports they just fighting like cats and dogs over a game that they're not even in. They're not even competing in the game. They're just arguing about people that's playing in the game, which is just stupid because, like you said before, they're fighting for absolutely nothing. But instead of focusing on what is going on, the bigger picture, and that is the government, aka the Epstein people that are not arrested yet. These people are still walking free. Oh, they resigned. That it doesn't matter. They should still they should be in jail for what they have done, especially to those kids. And what's even worse, what makes me mad is like the whole Sony thing, which is I'm glad that people are sticking to what they believe in, especially sticking up to Sony's nonsense. But at the same time, I like how everyone want to unite when it comes to a situation like that, but not unite when it comes to the Epstein files. Why is no one really? It's like there's majority of people talking about it, and then there's some that really don't care about it. And it's like when it comes to this whole Sony situation, everyone is just joining together to make a statement. I said, why can't we do that for scumbags that we need to put away and need to go to jail instead of focus on, which I'm not saying Sony's in the right. I'm just saying we should have more energy and focus on the government not arresting these stupid idiots. I definitely talked to you about it. That's exactly a person that they would not be able to get away with that because there are people powerful that can get away with that. Yep. Yeah. You're right, class nostalgia. Yeah. It's just people are constantly getting away with stuff like that. Sexual harm. Good. There's another thing. I talked to
yeah, you don't have to focus on
to
the chat if you
okay.
don't want. I'm just putting it up
No,
there.
no, no.
Yeah,
No, that's
well,
fine.
unless it's like responding to you specifically, then yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay, but actually, yo, do you remember when we talked about how I told you there's a guy who, when it was raining, and he used the rain as a war supply, and literally the government arrested him, and he was basically charged for stealing rain from people.
Yeah, the dude, they arrested him for fucking collecting rain that's literally falling on his own property.
They said it's the city. I said no, it's for everyone. Rain is for everyone. So you constantly. So that's what I'm saying. And he got charged and actually is going to jail for this. I'm saying you guys put the effort into dumbness, but when child are getting assaulted by these dirty PDF files, no one is doing nothing. Yeah, and
Exactly.
like Matt is saying, it like I said, it's a cult leader. I feel like one of the government is the cult leader, and they're trying to prevent every scumbag from going to jail. They're trying to make everyone not go to jail. They're like, oh man, the file's out. All right, we gotta think of something to make sure people forget about it or not focus on it.
Yeah.
It's like I said, the whole Sony thing. I feel like the government has something to do with it because they're sweating because there are still people out there saying, what is the Epstein files do? What are the people in the Epstein file not arrested yet? Why are they not charged? Why are they not sitting in court for their crime, for their, I would say, demonic act? That was demonic. Why are they not doing that? Because they don't want anyone in jail because of that. Oh, I resigned. Once again, doesn't make a difference. They need to be in jail. They need to face the consequences of their disgusting action. And like I said, the government goes after the little people that is not doing anything wrong, like that whole rain situation. That guy, everyone should be fighting for that guy to get out of jail because that was the dumbest crime I ever seen in my entire life, and I still to
Yeah,
this day and must say about that. That he going
yeah,
to jail because rain, he's using rain as a water supply.
yeah.
And they say it's a city. Get the hell
Yeah,
out of here
the
with that
government
nonsense.
just determines that they naturally own some shit that comes out of the sky, and people are just focused on other shit when this, like, what people don't understand. And I said this before: what you don't fight for today, not only are you gonna have to suffer for that in the future, but for those of you that are still having children for whatever the fuck reason, even though the future is basically fucked anyways, your children are going to have to suffer the consequences of the fact that your bitch ass didn't do anything. That's what they fail to understand. It's like, okay, just keep doing nothing, let it happen, and then when your children have to get fucked up because you didn't want to do anything, we don't want to hear you fucking complaining.
Yep.
You thought you wanted to prioritize the Super Bowl over people eating children. There's consequences to that shit, man. But
Wait, sorry, one more thing. Remember school pictures? Didn't they say they use that to
yeah,
pick? Yeah, it's like
they call it the catalog.
yeah,
The elites basically look at the school pictures. They see which ones are the most attractive to them, I guess, and um, they can basically find they can basically either human traffic them, or if you
right,
know about the human cloning system, where they have deep underground military bases where that have different floors designated to different things. They can basically have them cloned in through the REM sleep cycle, and when those children go to sleep at night, they can have their consciousness transferred into a clone body, and under a memory suppression, of course. And those fucking disgusting scumbags can basically molest, do whatever the hell they want to them, while they will be none the wiser when they wake up. But yeah, another thing is that a lot of these people, people talking about, arresting these motherfuckers, like, these there's no cure for this. Like, these people legitimately need to be murked. Like, there's
yes,
no um arresting or anything. We need like execution. That's literally the only thing that we can do for these motherfuckers, because they're not going to stop. In fact, the only reason why they would even be concerned is really because they're getting caught. They had so many years to stop this bullshit, and the only time that they want to stop it or say sorry is when they got caught. No, they're not remorseful.
no.
They just
It,
need to be murked, quite frankly.
I think it's also this is the rise of PDF files. I think this is kind of way worse now than ever because PDF files are rising very, very increasingly, and it's
Yeah,
kind of
they're trying to
and
normalize it, and I think
yeah, they're trying to normalize it. It is it because even different countries their age different. I don't like that. People could be like, oh, that's their country. I'm like, okay, but still, you go like imagine the PDF files will literally just go to that country and do whatever they want and be like, oh, listen, it's their country, their rules. I can't get in trouble with that. Yeah, when you come back to America, we're still going to look at you as a PDF file, no matter what. I don't care if you go to a different country and that's their legal age of consent, air quotes. It's still
Yeah,
disgusting. It's still wrong. And it makes you a PDF file because you literally got off your fat slob ass to travel to a different country to have underage sexual contact with a minor.
yeah.
You're still a predator, no matter what.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm just gonna say this one other thing, and then Narc File Show. I know you didn't get a chance here, so after this, you can go. But I was just gonna say another thing. With the Epstein files and all that stuff happening, and our leadership and shit. Another reason why some soft little protest or arresting them is not gonna do anything is because you're not gonna process them through their own system. People don't understand. It's not just the government. The elite of every branch system is in on this. It's the FBI, the CIA, the law enforcement, um, everything. Everybody is a part of. They got agents in the hospital, the healthcare system. They got agents in uh the fucking foster care system. It's of course they would have agents in the foster care system. That's where all the children are, and they, especially since they ain't got no fucking parents, it'd be way easier to get up on that. But yeah, they have agents everywhere. You're not going to process them through their own system. People keep trying to believe that there is a way around getting violent. I'm sorry, but there's not. You're not going to be able to bitch your way out of this. And when I say a way around being violent, I'm not saying to go on the streets and attack each other,
right?
And like destroy, bust in somebody's car windshield window or something. No, why are you attacking your fellow, basically slave in arms that we're all trying to liberate each other? I'm saying you have to actually target that violence towards the people that are fucking you over. That's the problem. A lot of people don't even know how to riot properly.
No, they don't.
Motherfuckers will just go around beating each other's ass. You're not even focusing that energy on the people that are actually fucking you over. They're so stupid they can't even do that properly. What the fuck are you doing? But yeah, man, I don't think, especially with protesting, people still talking about voting and stuff. It's like, bro, what is it gonna take for you to understand that these people's psychology is completely different from yours?
Yeah.
You're not gonna stand outside of the house of somebody who cannibalizes the flesh of children with a little gay ass sign talking about some, oh, you need to hold yourself accountable. He's gonna be, oh, you guys caught me. I guess I gotta come out now. No, that's not how that works, bro. Like, I just don't get it. You literally have to take shit by force. Like, I'm sorry, that's just how the world works. If you know anything about history, you know that once it comes to very serious issues, the only way that it is actually fixed is if you force your way through. Because that's what they're fucking doing. They're forcing their agendas on you. They're forcing their way through. So you have to force your way through too. Ain't no fucking protesting or voting, bro. You literally need to find these people, find the people that are complicit, bust their door in, hold them down, decapitation, execute, whatever you want to do, because this shit, I don't know what else to tell you, man. People are still talking about voting and all this other shit. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here with that pussy ass shit. But yeah, you go ahead, Narc File Show.
You know, there's no there with these sorts of people. Their brains have been wired differently. You know, holding a sign saying you need to take accountability for your actions, that doesn't compute in their fucked up reality. They think they've done no wrong. Justice is like, I'm not doing anything wrong, but they have. And even though there is no evidence with Mr. Grump, the man in the big house, but he said some interesting words not too long ago that if it was exposed, people would get hurt. Who? The victims or the perpetrators? And that's a telltale sign that he knows more than what he's letting on. And unfortunately, he doesn't want to spill the beans because people that he knows, his buddies, are going to go to jail and representation is coming for them. That's why he doesn't want to do it. Plus, he's being controlled by the star people. That's the problem. When you have that much influence, that much control and money, that's the end of it. So to protest and all this crap isn't going to change anything. I love how he goes, oh, here's some UFO files. That'll shut them up. That'll keep everyone away. That's not good enough. And I just find it really interesting from the human perspective, the human mind, how people keep falling for it. And voting differently isn't going to change the system because it's all rigged against you. So that's what I see. and people. It's interesting that Lorraine Maxwell, she's still in prison, and it looks like she'll probably get a pardon. I think there's some sort of collusion where she has to testify or not testify or keep her mouth shut, and she'll get a pardon. I think that's what they're going to do. But when Epstein, it's kind of like Bin Laden, basically. Put him on a gurney, throw him off the aircraft carrier, and fucking toss him off in the fucking ocean like a ham sandwich. Basically, no one ever saw what happened. He rolled out the door, and no one ever seen him, because there are instances where they stage these things to say that someone got deleted and they're still alive. They're just playing the part. A guy that's worth billions and billions of dollars, but had no education. Where did all the money come from? Because he was an influencer. He was a guy behind the stage, with all the bigwigs around the world, grabbing intelligence, and they don't want to tell you who he really is. So it's interesting how people perceive this guy, but everyone else, they're only focused on one guy, or Trump. They're not focused on everyone else that's involved. And it's interesting about this, about the Super Bowl and how people are losing their crap. It's kind of like soccer, football, just beside themselves because some team won and some lost. Who cares? It's just a game. Get over it. I think it's the dumbing down of society where people, well, if you're doing it, I can do it too, and get away with screaming blue motor, and just destruction of property and all that. It's just, I don't know, very low IQ and intelligence. So I don't know. And the interesting thing is the whole Sony thing. Everyone is up in arms about this copyright thing, but you don't understand. It's all coming to an end. I've been trying to say this. They're slowly closing in on everyone. Just the other day, I told Clear Pillar that now they put an age restriction on the Sony PlayStation for us Australians. They did it on Xbox for the Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever that came out. You can't do the daily free spins because we have new gambling laws. You're not gambling. You're not winning anything in physical money. It's just a free spin for the game. They're slowly taking away your rights, you stupid mutants, and you don't understand, but it's slowly coming, this digital ID, this whole thing of locking people up, and you won't be able to get out of it. But you're more concerned about a stupid football game. The people that are in control are the problem. I'll leave it there.
Yeah, definitely agree. Hold on, let me see. Shidale says 100% narc file. Most significant or well-known people that die are usually just killing their character off so they can move on into retirement or a new life in a new body. Pretty much. Yep.
I know you don't want to talk about female nature and the woman's sphere, but this kind of ties in with human psychology and what's been going on. The amount of numbnuts that support this psychopathic sociopath woman is just fucking blowing my mind, that somehow she's innocent, the husband did it.
You talking about they killed their kids?
Yeah. The amount of numbnut women that are on here, women pouring wax over their kids and chucking water over an infant. I've saved these videos. I'm just like, are you fucking for real? This bitch needs fucking 10 slaps. around the face. She's giggling and laughing, chucking water over a baby. We'd be lucky if it was 6 months old. It's all hysterical laughing. It blows the mind how TikTok has destroyed women. It and the justification, and one of my favorites is I like astrology and tarot cards and all that. It helped me on my healing path after my false accusations and whatnot. And I saw a video the other day about this woman did the astrology of the Patrick guy, and he's a Leo, and he did it, and I'm just like, you just brought an injustice to the entire astrology people, the tarot card community, all in one stroke. You made us all look like complete buffoons, and I don't know. I'm lost with humanity. It's a wrap at this stage. It's done and dusted, as Clear Pillar would say. It's a wrap.
Yeah, man, definitely. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Let me see. Hold up. Shidale says rights can and should be natural. Privileges can be taken away, which is what is happening now to the working class slave. They're slowly all realizing that you never had rights, only privileges. Classic nostalgic media says narc file. Too many crybabies wanted a TikTok to be unbanned just so they can do stupid shit and commit crimes on camera. Yeah, I mean, the thing about TikTok is that I didn't really care when it got banned, because you can find some funny shit on TikTok, but overall, TikTok kind of pisses me off because, I don't know, number one, it overstimulates me, so that's why I had to delete it some years ago. And number two, yeah, especially a lot of, like, no offense, but a lot of there's a lot of women and simps in general on that fucking app, like some beta cuck ass motherfuckers that just have terrible takes. Like, you can tell a lot of these motherfuckers are either pandering or, like, I don't know, man. TikTok just brings some of the worst motherfuckers, dude. I don't know, but it has some funny content. I don't regret downloading it for the funny content or anything, but I had to get rid of that shit, bro. Oh, Spec Streaming, what's up, man? Are you serious? Animosity and narc. I'm trying to get married and to get a 5-bedroom home with a picket fence. Yeah. Yeah. So in relation to, I think I have two things to say, but in relation to going back to people being more worried about sports than what's going on with the government and the Epstein files. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that really pisses me off is grown adults still looking up to celebrities and athletes like they are fucking gods amongst men or something, or some shit, which is like extremely low intelligence behavior, man. A lot of this, listen, man, a lot of this idol worship bullshit of athletes and celebrities, this was all well and good when you didn't know any better and your bitch ass was 13, 12 years old. But some of these dumbass motherfuckers, you're 40, like Benson, Anthony, Tony, you're 45 years old with 3 children wearing a jersey with another dude's name and number on the back. What the hell is the matter with you? Like, you got dudes out here that I mean, you got children, dude. You are like 5 years away from damn near almost being considered a senior citizen, and you're still idol worshiping. Like, I just don't fucking understand the goddamn psychology, dude. A lot of you motherfuckers need to grow the fuck up. Take your head out of your ass. Too many of these people are acting like children. You got people that are going to these sports stadiums. They are ready to start literal one-on-one fist fights with other people within the stadium simply just because he said, "Oh, my guy is better than your guy," or "My team is better than your." Do you hear how you sound? And you would think that with how far these people have the cocks of these athletes and celebrities, but especially these athletes so far down their throats, you would think that with how badly they're guzzling their cocks, that when these guys get paid, they're giving your bitch ass a percentage of their cut when they get their paycheck. But guess what? When their paycheck hits their bank account, they're not giving you no fucking money. You're not getting nothing out of being this diehard, overly exaggerated butt buddy fan. That shit is mad annoying, bro. Take your fucking head out of your ass. That has to be the idol worshiping athletes and celebrities has to be the lowest, the lowest display, the biggest display of low IQ behavior I ever seen in my entire life, man. They're not giving you no money when that check hits their account. Some of these motherfuckers would literally spit on you if they saw you in real life. Some of them could. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them could be cool, but we've seen instances of somebody maybe trying to get an autograph or trying to take a picture, and they just blow you off, or they just treat you completely disrespectfully. Some of them will spit in your direction, literally and figuratively, and it's just like, I just don't. I don't get it. Hold on, let me see Spec streaming. I think he said something good. Usually, guys are fat watching athletes in their best shape that their broads drool over. Exactly. You putting all that, your big ass is putting all that energy and worship into these athletes. Bro, your stomach is stretching 50 inches over your damn belt. Take your big ass to the gym and put that shit into yourself. Seriously, bro, you a grown man still idol worshiping. I don't.
You know, the perfect example. No, perfect example. No, the perfect example. What you gonna say? Yo, my king LeBron, my king, my glorious GOAT.
Like, hey, yo, calling another dude a king? What the fuck is going on?
They say that every single my king, my GOAT. I'm like, you really are a bitch. Like, you really calling another man a king. So you're basically a peasant. You're basically a bitch. You're calling yourself a bitch while he I bet you they will let LeBron fuck their own girl.
Yeah, some of these dudes will do that shit. Like, no joke. They will legitimately.
And watch. It's like, oh yes, my king, yes. I'm like, yeah, yes. They'll do it. Do it. I'm like, LeBron don't know you. He looked at you like the way they argue too. Like they argue like they about to tear this whole city down. Like it's like Superman versus Zod. They about to turn this city upside down if you disrespect their favorite sports team. I'm like, they look at you and like, we don't know broke bums like you. Like it's just,
bro. I don't know if you've ever. I know you have, but I remember back in the day, because I don't really like ball sports or anything like that. I'm more into combat sports, because at least you can actually take something from combat sports, which is self-defense. But ball sports is like, unless you're really gonna make money out of that, what value are you getting out of it? I mean, you're not learning self-defense or anything. But I remember back in the day, when I would just go to the park and I'd see some people would be playing basketball and shit like that. You have people that are literally getting like extremely angry. And I get that you're in the heat of the moment and you're competitive, but there are people that are acting like they are in the league when they are just they're in a random park in Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
Playing basketball with a bunch of random people. You are not in the league, nigga. You're not getting no money and you want to fight. Some people will go to their car, reach in their bag, get a gun, and go shoot somebody because, oh, well, he fouled me, or I didn't like that he beat me in this one-on-one or whatever. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? You are not LeBron. You are not Stephen Curry. You're not getting no money from this. You're not in the league. Accept that shit.
Nah, they get
a game.
They get mad for the littlest thing. It's like and someone get fouled, they're like, man, you fouled me. I'm like, bro, why are you screaming? It's just like, relax. Like, they acting like it's a big tournament and money's on the line. Now, this is just a sport where, yes, it's competition, but you're not making no money off of this. You have no fans looking at you. If you get your ankle broke, it's over. You look like a fool. It's just like, at least in the NBA, they get the ankle broke, but they're still making multiple millions to billions of dollars. It's just, yeah, and like you said before, they will, if they lose or they get angry, they might get a knife from their bag or a weapon from their bag just to prove that they're no, quote unquote, to their self, no punk, or they won't tolerate disrespect, even though basketball at the end of the day is about, every sport is about disrespect. Even though you can respect the person, you're on different teams. You're not supposed to respect the person. You're supposed to respect the person after the game is done and over with, and you shake their hands and call it, and then just walk separate ways. It's like boxing and UFC. You don't respect the person, but at the end of the day, as soon as you guys are fighting and you guys are like, all right, you know what, that was a good fight, win or lose or draw, they shake each other's hands and say good fight, and they go their separate ways. That's how sports is. You're not supposed to respect your opponent, no matter who, what, where, and why. It's a sport, and you want to win. But
Yeah.
nowadays, street sport, people can't take losses, so they have to get violent, and that violence will lead to serious consequences with just low IQ behavior.
Right. Mixtaping, again, nothing against people with hobbies, but it's when people commodify it and turn it into something worth worshiping as well. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to. That's the thing I'm trying to say. There's nothing wrong with you having something that you enjoy. But the issue is it's all about priorities. And in this time period, when you got your world leaders announcing to you blatantly that they are molesting and cannibalizing the flesh of children and committing ritualistic sacrifices, sports are not a fucking priority, bro. Like, you're a grown man, bro. Real men, everybody always wants to gaslight and say what a real man does this and a real man does this simping ass shit. Man, shut your bitch ass up. Real men don't fucking allow child molesters to control their societies, bitch ass motherfucker. You don't know what the hell a real man is. You got dudes out here paying for women's bath water and shit, paying for women to fart in a jar and mail it to them. What the fuck is wrong with you? But yeah, you can go ahead if you had anything to say, Narcfile Show.
Well, I think we've lost sight of reality a long time ago, and this delusion has gone downhill so fast in the last 50, 75 years to what a traditional woman is, what a real man supposed to be, and now it's not what it is. Like, they've idolized, they've worshipped, they've accepted mental illness as the new normal. And for some strange reason, wish everyone should be out there protesting against these monsters, against the people that control the masses. And for some reason, you're here fighting over what team won and what team lost. Look, sure, you can barrack for your team and you've got a favorite hobby and all that. You know, my team's red and blue and whatever. That's great. But what's the priority of losing human sacrifice and these pedos controlling us? They've admitted the entire thing. But don't worry about it. We'll just hand you some UFO files. That'll shut them up. You must be kidding me. And you will notice that birds of a flock will fly together, or whatever the saying is, and you'll notice that judges will give these sorts of people, pedos and murderers, lighter sentences, or they, you know, the time served and all this crap. And you might think, well, it's a heinous crime. Yes, because the judge is one of them. The judge sees something in the perpetrator that he sees in himself. And that's why they get these lighter sentences and whatnot. And it's really interesting from a human psychology point of view that this is why you can't fucking figure it out. Oh, what's wrong with this judge? He's got the power. Yeah, of course he does, because he's one of them. And that's what I see. And I've just lost hope in humanity, how things have been designed for us. We have no control over it. Very soon, very shortly, the wheels are going to fall off the buggy and the car's going to go in the ditch. And you guys, you women, will be out there protesting for your rights as a human being when they slowly take away all your rights, your bank account, and roll out this digital ID. And then you'll be up in arms. But until then, nah, we're just going to fight about some stupid football game. So, but see, I've been preparing, my food forest and whatnot, because I'm ready for dark times. I'm ready for the great collapse, even though I'm not really. But, you know how hard it's going to be when the shit show really hits the fan and everyone's fighting at the shops to grab all the food. Do you know what happened just a few years ago when the tab and where, the C19, every man and dog was raiding the complete shops, the toilet paper, the sausages, the biscotti and all that. It stripped from the shelves. Have you learnt yet? I don't think you really have. How society can collapse in an instant. I'll just leave it
there. Let me go through the comments real quick. I think I saw something. Neuropillar says, well, he's responding to spec streaming. When people try to research, they get lost in the sauce, unfortunately, meaning they don't know who to research. Yeah, I can understand that, because a lot of people that may be new to truther stuff, even though a lot of people don't even try to put in the effort. They don't. I think one of the main reasons, because a lot of people need to learn how to identify controlled opposition. You got to realize you're not going to be rewarded by a system that you're claiming to expose. Andrew Tate is controlled opposition. Every single chance he gets, he's linked up against a fucking supercar with a mansion in the background with his fucking hands in a pyramid. He's obviously controlled opposition. That should have been obvious. Dudes like mainstream conspiracy theorists like Alex Jones, David Icke. Bro, David Icke and Alex Jones have the status symbol of literal celebrities, man. And if you didn't see that live stream, where
there.
hold on one second, how to identify controlled opposition, go watch that, because I did that stream. I can't remember exactly who I did it with. I think possibly Shidale may have been there. I don't know. Maybe Mate. I can't remember. But yeah, people need to learn how to identify controlled opposition, man. Go ahead, Narkfall.
Well, you say that, but Alex Jones is back on Facebook, but David Icke isn't. He's not allowed on all the major platforms, especially on X, because he speaks out against Elon Musk and the digital chip he wants to implant in everyone. So for me, David Icke is, I guess, the godfather of conspiracies, but I don't think he's controlled opposition. Now, Alex Jones, well, I thought he was one of us, but all of a sudden it's back on Facebook, so I don't know how. So is he controlled opposition? I mean, what about Joe Rogan and Elon
Yeah, all of
Musk?
them. All of them.
Because
I'm pretty sure all of them
because
are opposition.
because David Icke keeps exposing fucking Elon Musk left, right, and center.
I mean, yeah, but it's all a character. They have to act like he's on the side. That's the point of controlled opposition. But the thing is, you got to like I said, David Icke, he's basically famous. You know, you're not going to be rewarded by a system that you're claiming to expose. Not only is he famous, that motherfucker's rich. Anybody that has told any actual real truth and is not down with the bullshit, they're either fucking dead or they're not making no money off of this, dude. Like, if you see a lot of these motherfuckers that got all that money in their bank account for exposing the Matrix, there's obviously something definitely wrong going on.
Well, yes, that's true, but you don't see David Icke in private jets and spaghetti Veyrons like Andrew Tate. And I don't know if it's coming out that some of the stuff that Andrew Tate does, it's all hired. He doesn't own these private jets and these supercars.
Yeah, Turdy was renting, or he got exposed for renting or some shit.
Yeah, I mean,
like I said, it's all character. That's his character.
I mean, where's the money coming from? Either there's not how many guys brought the Gigacock alpha package off him at $500 or whatever it was. Can't be that. It couldn't have been that many. It'd have to be millions upon millions of guys. No, he got his money from corn content from the girls in Romania, and that's what he was doing. So when he says my bank account and I can't have access to a bank account because the banks know where the fucking money came from. That's why anyone that does corn content that they can't have a bank account and that they get all bent out of shape. So where's this money coming from? Like, he's got to be controlled opposition or something, but he's not that mega rich. I mean, that's the same with the other fool, Tristan. Apparently he's meant to be some construction worker and he nearly died and these steel beams nearly fell over and crushed him on a forklift. The whole story's a load of shit. It's all made up to make you go, oh my God, he survived. It's all hallucination, guys. It's not real. I work in the construction industry. Before you can put the beams up, you got to bolt them down. So you wouldn't be having half a dozen fucking beams that are not bolted down. Absolutely ludicrous. But you guys lap it up. Okay, I've had my rant.
Yeah, if you wanted to say something before I say the other thing, Lightning God.
No, I definitely agree with both points. It's just the more and more the truth come out about these fake, what do you call it? More vehicle speaker like Andrew Tate, for example. Because he didn't he say he had a whole package, something like that? Oh no, a school that people can just go into and just like, how much was that before, if I'm not mistaken? Crayon. What's it like in the?
I'm not sure. I think Narc Show probably know how much he was charging for his courses.
Yeah, Narc. How much was he charging? I know it was in it has to be in millions to thousands.
I don't know what it was, but I thought the online program was what, $400 or $500 or something like that to be this alpha program. But it's all the fucking same, which is Alpha Unplugged and from Rich and Cooper and all this. They make you buy the programs, these books and all that. That's how they get rich. There's nothing in there to become famous and rich. I've never heard of anyone that was Mr. Nobody, that had no friends, that had nothing and turned their life around and somehow they're a millionaire. I've yet to see a fucking video out there of someone turning their life around and listening to this jargon of the women's sphere and somehow they're a millionaire. I've yet to see something.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know how he has got these spaghetti Veyrons and jets and mansions, and is it all fucking hired out? Is it all staged? Like, yeah, there's something not right, because he's just an amateur fucking boxer, isn't he, or kickboxer or something? And he got his ass
Kickboxer.
fucking handed to him last year.
Yeah. He literally
So
got literally on the ground on his knees, literally holding the guy. Yeah.
So he's not this famous guy that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and somehow that's how he made his money, because he's not that good of a player. I think his brother has gone into like real estate, and they buy up old houses, old communities, and they charge a fortune or something. At one stage, I heard those like retirement villages or whatever, and they start jacking the price up.
Mm.
I mean, I mean, I don't know, man, but this is the people that you idolize and worship, but they can't tell you how they got their money and all this. So even Joe Rogan, is he controlled opposition? Some people think he is, but he's just a seeker asking for answers, you know.
Yeah. Did you want to say anything else, Lightning God, or are you ready?
No, yeah, no, like I said, it's just the more and more these new what you call it, people just come out with these fake motivational speak or this cocky attitude, the more it's just like the more of the simps, like it's just like it's like you said before, the simps are just asking for like girls bathwater, farts, and all that, and you just look at it and just like these are guys basically going to only tanned and just going to town and spending thousands and thousands. I'm not even say hundreds. I would say thousands or maybe more to watch a girl. And I'm like, man, I can go on the corn and watch that for free. It's just the more and more, because as I'm saying, the more society just keep falling because it's just we have these simps. I always say this. I think society actually got destroyed. It's starting to be destroyed because social media became a bigger issue, like Facebook, Instagram, because you have the low IQ morons that able to have an opinion. Because they are able to have an opinion, some people think their opinions are right. And what they're saying, they think they're right themselves, even though they sound retarded. And because of that, at this point, it's just that's why I say like social media, it I feel like it was definitely a detriment because like I said, society would tell the dumb people to shut their mouth and stay in the corner like good little dogs and let the adults talk. Now because of social media, people are behind keyboards or on behind, behind their phones or laptop, whatever. They're saying things behind there like cowards. Because if they say it in front of society, they would get looked at complete other morons and would just be called 100 different type of name and they would just run away like a little bitch. Because of social media now, they can say it and you could call them names. They know they can fight back. But that's what I'm saying. Social media, I definitely have become a disease because of things like that. And that's what Andrew Tate and all these other influencers are coming from because of that. It becoming poison.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, to a certain degree, but you can't hide for very long now. Very soon, you can have a made-up name on Facebook, Insta, whatever. You will have to have a digital ID. Just like Sony, they're rolling out the 18 plus for 18 plus games. No. It's not about R-rated games. It's about who you are, what you do. This is the new Chinese model. So when you say something wrong, when you say the wrong buzzword, when you follow the wrong crowd, you will have a credit score. It'll go down, and once it goes down to a certain threshold, you won't be able to ride a train, get a bus, a plane. Your bank account will be locked up, etc., etc. This is what they're trying to roll out. It's all coming, folks. So eventually, certain people won't have. They'll lock up your internet or whatever. They're trying to control everyone. So you'll be able to get away with some dumb shit for now, but eventually these sorts of podcasts won't exist anymore.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna start once the elites have their digital ID, social credit system, society, which is probably coming because nobody seems to be doing anything because they're pretty much just a bunch of pussies. It is what it is. But these channels, my channel's not going to be around anymore. A lot of channels are just not going to be here. They're not going to tolerate that shit at all. But I was just going to talk about, because Narcfile Show mentioned China. Yeah, China is where the elites want to make pretty much everywhere else, because I don't know if y'all, I mean, China's already doing the social credit scoring digital ID system, and I remember seeing a short clip where there's like a lot of these like homeless Chinese people, and the reason why they're homeless is because like they had a job, but their check was like, it was prevented from entering their account because of probably some insignificant shit that they did that the system didn't like, and their social credit score tanked, and their check cannot hit their account, and for that they can't buy shit, they cannot rent an apartment, they can't have a place to stay, they're just on the streets with like these mattresses. And said, go ahead and search it up. Go ahead and search it up if you want to see that shit. But yeah, man, China's already doing all this shit. So if you think this ain't possible, I mean, with how docile people are and the fact that they don't seem to be doing anything, I guess just wait and see.
If you don't think
go
we're a load of crap, Americans have got 100,000 flock cameras that track number plates in America right now. It's coming to Australia too, and probably in one country, one state. And guess who is the inventor or whatever that controls it? The guy who owns TikTok in the US. And guess who he is? Star People.
Right. Let's see. Classic Nostalgic Media says the censorship is absolute dog shit. They shouldn't just delete random comments. That's Oversphere for those of you that don't know. The Great Censorship New World Order. Let me go up just a little bit. Digital ID is why I jumped the ship from Discord, because eventually they'll be making it a policy. Yeah. Classic says social media is escalating and amplifying more dumb shit. Yeah. Definitely.
100%.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the next thing I was going to discuss, which is pretty connected to something we've mentioned before, was savior programs. Say, if you don't know what savior programs is, this is something that a YouTuber, Soul Trap YouTuber by the name of Anthony Sayers, he talks about this, and I really agree with him on this. Savior programs, if not already, are going to be the downfall of humanity, especially with everything going on in this time period that we live in. There are too many people that are still clinging to political gods, and thinking that really anybody, it doesn't matter if it's politics, religion, there's too many people that think that they can get around taking action themselves. There's too many people that still think that somebody is coming to save them, especially politics, which is pretty crazy, despite the fact that they literally just told you that the same politicians that you're getting on your knees and sucking the dicks of, they're literally doing all the stuff that they're doing to children and all the other shit that they're doing. So I don't know why you're still clinging to politics. And I think a large part of the reason is, and this is something that Shy Dale has mentioned during one of our many conversations. A large part of why people cling to savior programs is because they understand that if they acknowledge the fact that nobody's actually coming to solve their problems for them, then they'll have to admit that they'll have to be the ones to do something about it. But the vast majority of people are fucking cowards, so they'd rather cling to shit that they, even if they know that it's bullshit, they still want to cling to it just to have that false sense of hope, which is going to fail them eventually. So because of the fact that they don't want to do anything about it themselves, they have to cling. They have to cling to something. They have to cling to political gods, religious gods, motherfuckers that are just, it's very clearly obvious they ain't coming to save you, bro. You can keep praying all you want to whatever religion. I didn't see no fucking God helping those children that were getting violated on Epstein's Island. I didn't see no God there helping them. I didn't see no politicians helping them. They were doing the opposite. So you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can keep praying to the demiurge all you want. That motherfucker ain't going to do shit. He's just watching the show, watching everything unfold. But yeah, man, savior programs, that shit is going to be the complete death and downfall of people, man. Like that shit is crazy. Classic nostalgic second says exactly. Politics are filled to the brim with deranged retards. Yep. Let's see. I saw a comment. Yeah. Oversphere says where packs are 19. It's obvious by now they want to keep you poor and dismissed. There really won't be nowhere to go, and even if going to another country is just pointless because you'll have even lesser or same status. Yeah. Nora Pillar, oh snap, classic. I didn't realize you were Taz until Animosity shouted you out. Yeah, that's him. He made his new account. I plan on doing a stream with him most likely next week. If anyone must. Vazen says, if anyone must come to save you, it must go be yourself. That only saves yourself. To anticipate anyone else, especially a fool in a fancy suit, to do so is extremely disgraceful. Yeah. Pretty much. Atlas Gunther says we need to mature and wisen up. Yeah, especially mature, man. Especially mature. Way too many grown adults, especially grown men, still idol worshiping these fucking athletes and shit. Shit is just ridiculous. These people need to really act their fucking age, man. Ain't no way that you in an age bracket where you're damn near about to be a senior citizen and an athlete or celebrity is still a god to you. Like, what the fuck? Some weird shit. But yeah, if you guys wanted to either Lightning God, or whoever wanted to say anything about people thinking politicians are still going to save them, savior programs, but it is what it is, whatever.
Well, I've been saying this for a whole time. Especially this whole what you call it, how the whole liberal things and this whole like, I feel like people need to understand from that side, the liberals don't give a damn about you guys. They don't care. They never did. They're using you as stepping stones. Hell, they're using you as shield against things. They know you're going to do something stupid, and they know law enforcement is going to take action when you do something stupid. So they pretty much stepping over people, on the floor. They're stepping over them one by one so they can look like the good guy and make the other people look like the bad guy. And I've been looking at this. And I'm like, even on both sides, but mainly on that side, it's just like I look at this and I'm like, I need people to start opening their eyes that no one from either side, Democrat or Republicans, no one's gonna save you. They're all using you as puppets, and they know they're using you as puppets. But people are continually to fight because this is why I say he I feel like he is the greatest villain that ever happened when he became president the second time. When he became president, everyone got upset. Everything started to fall into chaos. Everyone started to become vicious and, can I say, kind of bloodthirsty or no?
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, bloodthirsty because look at the year what's going on. For example, look at Charlie Kirk. That whole thing, it's like when that happened, the liberals were just celebrating because of that. And I'm looking like, oh my god, like this is ridiculous. And you look on another side and you see the whole ICE situation and with that woman name try to hit, and then what happened, no one was celebrating, but it became a lot worse now because now the liberals are now upset about what happened. I'm not saying none of them is right, but at the end of the day, this is what I'm talking about. You guys are taking political way too far and to a point where it's becoming chaotic. Too many incidents are happening and no one is opening their eyes and saying, wait. What are we doing? Why are we fighting each other? No one's doing that. That's why everyone's doing whatever. That's why the government is perfectly calm because idiots are like you said before, Crayon. It's they're they know the people will fight each other no matter what. It The government could put out would tell a celebrity to say something stupid. A celebrity say something stupid, everyone would get on that celebrity, and then because the government knows that they're going to jump on that, they're just going to sit back and relax and smoke a cigar because they said, we got these idiots. We got them. We don't need to worry about the Epstein file or other things that are going on in our plan down the line because these idiots are too focused on what people are doing. They don't care. They'll use anyone or anything as a shield to get in their way, and people still relying on the our political side is going to save us. No, they're not. They never were going to do that, and that's why I feel like this day and age is just it becomes a joke. This political term is a joke. Both sides are a joke because they're both stupid and blinded, and they're going against each other instead of opening their eyes and working together to try to make this world a better place by slapping both sides in the face and tell them to get their act together. But but like I said, like you said before, like we said, like everyone's saying before, people are too blinded, and I feel like that's why I'm saying. As soon as he became in office, I think this was. I think the government was very happy. No matter what people are saying, the government are very happy that he became in office because people are more blinded by him being in the office than other situations most of the time. So, like I said, it's just I think both of them, both sides need to get their head out their own ass and start looking at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is both sides need to get slack, and especially the government who is just basically the puppet master, just controlling all these people with their strings, and they're just laughing, and it's not. And guess what? It's never going to stop until people wake up. But that's never going to happen. People are too stupid in this era.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel yeah, that's definitely one of the main reasons why the elites made Trump president again is because they realized how big of a distraction this dude was. Like motherfuckers really hate this dude being a president. They won't focus on nothing else besides like they really think he's the one running shit. That's the funny part.
Can I make an example?
Yeah, go ahead.
They could be talk about like it could be like a different topic. It can say me and you were talking about a topic. It could be anime or this topic, and out of nowhere, I'm like, I blame Donald Trump. You're gonna look so confused. You're gonna be saying, what do Donald Trump have to do with this? I don't know, but he's a dictator. And we had this conversation had nothing to do. The conversation we just had nothing to do with him. So that's what I'm saying. People are obsessed with him. It's like they're so obsessed. They bring even when someone died, they said, "Man, R.I.P. This is Trump's fault." I'm like, what? Or Trump should have been the one in that situation, not the person. And we just like, it's like, what? What did he have to do with this? What this had nothing to do with him. Keep your political review to yourself. Keep Trump out your head. I think that's what I'm saying. Trump lived rent free in their heads. No matter what, they will blame him for everything. And he could just be, I could say Donald Trump could be just sitting in office sleeping, and they could just have a random conversation. See, even about anime, they somehow bring him into the conversation. That's what I'm saying. It's no matter what, Trump is the greatest thing that ever happened to the government.
Dude is a massive fucking distraction.
Yes, he's literally a magnet, and the people who are so obsessed with him are just. He is just pulling them in each and every time, and it's just like I'm not mad at him because I'm not focused on him.
Yeah, he creates a lot of separation and division. Honestly, he's doing a very good job at that.
Yes, he is. He is. That's why I said it's just this whole not this. I'm not gonna say this whole. People keep saying are coming back. I'll say, I don't want to say he's like that, but I'm like those people were way worse back in the long time ago, and they just bring Trump into the conversation. I'm just like, can we stop worrying about Trump and worry about actual situation that is going on? And yeah, like you said before, Crayon, they are dividing people so badly. I even look on like Twitter and I see like, it'd be like, man, we don't mess with Trump or this and that. I'm like, what did this have to do with the conversation though? Like, this is just weird and random. It's just it goes for both sides. One side defend him and the other side hate his guts. And these two, and they battle each other like it's a free for all tournament to make sure he is protected. And I'm saying, like, once again, this should be on a shirt. The government, this is the government greatest moment of their entire life by having Trump as president, because people are too easily obsessed with him. They're happy that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You don't think the government's upset? No, the government are popping bottles and smoking cigars because Biden couldn't get the job done. When Biden was in charge, there wasn't really chaos. There was a little chaos, but not too much what's going on right now. There's a lot of, can I say, BODY? Is that against the thing, Crayon?
This says a lot of what? This you can say it. That's
body. Yeah, it's a lot of
you can.
bodies. Yeah, there's a lot of bodies being on the floor right now, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. To them, this is the greatest moment of their life because Biden was in charge. It wasn't really like that, but when Trump is in charge, that was the greatest moment for them. That's what I said. It's that's why I said it's always funny. It's at this moment it's funny where people just they're obsessed with him and the government knows that. That's why they're not worrying all the time. If they have to worry a little bit, they'll use someone else. But Trump is their what you call it? Their Captain America shield. Their vibranium because they know it's not going to break.
Yeah. Yeah, Trump and Biden and Kamala, all them, they're at the end of the day, they're just a bunch of puppets.
Yep.
But hold on, I'm about to ask Narc Show if he has anything, and then but first, let me Atlas Gunter says anyone believed Agenda 2030? Yeah, man. I mean, Mate, the person I do streams with, the Croatian guy, he sent me like a checklist, like a just a document checklist, basic through email about Agenda 2030, and I'm looking through the list, even though I was already familiar with it. Yeah, they already have a couple of those things checked off on their list already. Let me just see it real quick. Yeah, they already have a couple of things. They got stuff like end of family unit, which essentially, honestly, is already over because of how degenerate the culture is. Nobody, I'm seeing a lot of people aren't really even making it past being a baby mama or a baby daddy. The family unit is more or less dead. You got an end to all private property, which they are currently working on, getting pretty close to that. Because let's be serious, a lot of people are really ain't gonna own no fucking house. And even if you do, they'll figure out some way to change a lot of this shit and take shit away from people. You got social media, digital ID. They're working on that microchip for health, shopping, and travel. They got nanotechnology that can self-assemble microchips and stuff. Implementation of Chinese social credit system. Yep, we just talked about that. They're already doing that in China. All businesses run by the state. End of non-essential air travel. Humans concentrated into 15-minute zones, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically 15-minute cities where you're basically kind of boxed in to your area. And end of animal ownership is crazy. Like you won't even. It's crazy. The elites won't even at least let you have like a dog or a cat if you're like conforming or being a good little boy. You don't even get a cat. That's wild.
No, that's evil.
That's diabolical.
Nah, I'm an animal lover. I'm an animal lover, and yeah, they definitely because they know people are more animal lover than human lovers. Let's be honest. And they know that. They're trying to take that away from you to make you suffer even more.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Right here it says AI courts and end of individual rights, ban on all natural medicine, limited access to wild spaces, which is gonna I definitely ain't gonna be around for that, bro. I like taking walks in nature in the park and shit. They take that shit away, I'm gonna go out with a bang, bro. That's all I'm saying. End of fossil fuels and modern conveniences. Mandatory multiple sharpshooters yearly. End of home and car ownership. World depopulation and fertility control. They're already working. They're pretty much already on that path. One world central bank. One world cashless currency. One world army. One world police force. Yeah. hmm A lot of these things they're already working on. Yeah, you go ahead, Narcfile Show. Oh, what's up, XS?
Um, well, we've got laws basically now. They've been rolled out that the police can demand to see your phone without a warrant because they've got the new spyware from the Star people. Let that sink in. Just wait until they start enforcing it and start controlling people. There's going to be a bit of an uproar, but it doesn't matter who you vote for, left or right. They're all owned by the Star people. They're all controlled. They all wrote about that Middle East, not about your own country. And the wheels have fallen off. They've lost perspective of who voted them in. They don't care about you. And this society called capitalism, it's not capitalism, it's communism, because they go out of their way to make up bogus laws against their own citizens every day. You wonder why food's so expensive. Houses, they're taking away your property rights. Well, basically, we've got none. They're trying to take away all our property rights away. That they can just come in and if they want to build a fucking interstate somewhere, see ya, bye. You have no rights. You have no obligations. That's what they're trying to do. As for Mr. Grump, uh, he's shown that he is the most divisive president of all time, hands down. Everything he's ever done, everything he's ever touched has gone to shit. And there's still the Trumpers that are still hanging on, idolizing this guy that he is the Captain Savo of America, when in fact it's not. Has your country got better? Has your country turned around a 180? It's gotten worse, has it not? So he's really lied. I mean, it was only two choices, Coke or Pepsi. Do you want Biden or Trump? And once they saw this 80-year-old man falling over and stumbling his words and couldn't put fucking two words together, you had no other option. So you can't pick anyone else. It's left or right. There's no in between. And no one's going to vote for an independent. You're never going to get in. And even if you do get someone in, they're brought and sold or shoved to the backbench and being fucking silent. So it's a waste of time. It's all coming, folks. I hope you're ready for it. So I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. 1 second. All right. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to bring up was the fact that like I was talking to my dad some time ago, and whenever I mention a lot of this stuff, he keeps doing this bullshit as far as, oh, you need to stop acting like you know the future, you can predict the future. And something that pisses me off about this, especially with normies, is like, how am I trying to predict or act like I know the future? Or how am I being, oh, you're just being negative? How am I just being negative on something when everything that we talk about is happening in real time? So are you telling me that I'm trying to predict the future with all these data centers that they're building all over the place that's sucking up and polluting people's water? There are entire lakes that were filled to the brim with bodies of water, and they are now gone because of these fucking data centers, bro. You got people that live near these data centers. Their fucking water is coming out yellow and green and polluted and shit. This ain't nobody predicting shit. It's happening right now. Listen, you had maybe years ago, you had the time, you had the luxury to be a dumbass. You had the luxury of acting of running away from this shit, but we are almost in the end game right now. Everything that we discuss is happening in real time. You don't have the luxury of closing your eyes and acting as if shit is not happening just because you don't want to see it. That's not how that works. You don't got time for that no more, bro. But another thing is I remember seeing this thing as far as the data centers go. Um in order to speed up the process, they actually want to put a mini data center. I remember I saw this on Facebook some time ago, and I told Shideo about it. They want to put like this mini data center box on the side of people's houses within like the suburbs. Um, they want to put that shit on the side of people's houses, and they're basically offering to pay their electricity bill in return for putting the mini data center box on the side of their fucking house. And that shit is just, of course, a lot of people ignorantly are going to take that shit. Or, eventually they're just going to force it upon you. It's probably going to be mandatory that they just put that shit in there because I think they've already listed data centers as like a military operation type thing because people were like breaking into the data centers and stealing the copper and all types of valuable shit, which props to them for that. Fuck the government and the data centers. You got, and another thing, people say, oh, I was talking to my dad, oh, you're being negative or you're trying to predict the future. Okay, I'm predicting the future with these flock cameras that they're putting up. Bro, we literally already have a couple of, if you're not familiar with yet, we have a couple of law enforcement officers that either resigned or they were exposed for using these the flock camera technology to track and stalk people in their personal lives, bro. They can literally use these cameras to track your bitch ass from halfway across the damn nation. Probably even more than that. But people acting as if we're not heading into a dead zone, bro. We are. It's happening right now. You can't run away from this, bro. Like I don't get it, man. Like shit is
Tag
ridiculous.
me
But
in. Tag me in right there.
go ahead.
This is a big rant too because this is the same bullshit as well when I talk to my family or talk to someone I care about. They want to say I'm being negative. I feel like that is I always feel like that's what everyone's saying. You're just being negative. How on earth I'm being negative if I'm worrying and I'm thinking about what is the future heading to? What is the future like? I feel like people are so close-minded on what is going on around them. Like it's like the world to them is like Attack on Titan. They're behind, they're inside the wall. They don't know what's going on outside the wall. While most of us, we know what's going on outside the wall while we're inside the wall. It's just like Attack on Titan. And this is why I say it's just I feel like that's what people are going to say. It's like, why do you have to say we're always being negative? Why can't we just say, okay, you know what? I hear what you're saying, but I'm not too sure about it. That's fine. But when that word gets freaking used saying we're being negative about what's going on with the future, I want to look. I want when the future becomes absolutely dog shit. I want them to look in our eyes and I want them to apologize. They gotta apologize to us 50,000 times before I go bye bye. You know what I'm saying? It just no, because this is unacceptable. Where people just what do you call it? What's that word? They always use that as a mechanism to basically tell you they're basically telling you to shut your mouth and enjoy the future. When we know the future is dog shit, but they don't care. They just want you to enjoy the future. We are enjoying the future, but we see what is going on. We see what is happening. We see this world is becoming more and more poisoned by the corrupt people and the absolute nonsense. But because we're talking about it and we're trying to explain that to other people, they think we're negative. They think, oh, you're just being negative. Oh, you're just being sad about it. And I'm like, no.
It's a reality.
Open your eyes. Legit,
Exactly.
open your eyes and open your ears. It's not that hard. You just choose to be oblivious and want to say you're being paranoid, you're being delusional. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay. Then when the world goes to shit, I better get the biggest apology from you. But they won't apologize. I'm like, I'm not apologizing. I'll say, of course you won't, because you're a dumbass.
Yeah,
It's,
man. Go ahead. I was going to say something real quick.
no. No.
Yeah. So, as far as shit hitting the fan, I remember I was talking, with my dad because I'm working now, but before, basically we're just all kind of arguing about the work situation. He's like, "Oh, you need to do this or do that because when shit hits the fan, what are you gonna do?" And I'm just sitting there like, "Dad, when shit hits the fan and they turn the power grid off or some shit, nobody's going to be buying or asking for shit. They're going to be killing and stomping each other out in the streets for supplies. Your bank account is not going to matter. Your money is not going to matter. Nobody's walking into stores and asking for nothing. They are stabbing in the neck. People going to be bleeding out. All types of chaos is going to be happening while the elites are probably watching you from those flock cameras, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys heard, but somebody made a very interesting point. They said that the elites are putting up the flock cameras so that way when they plan their power grid or whatever bullshit whatever false flag thing that they're planning, they can watch the chaos um, play out on the surface world while they're basically watching from their comfort.
So basically the purge.
Yeah, that's why they're calling it flock cameras because we're the sheep and they're leading the flock. Get it?
Yep. Yeah.
That's why they call it flock camera.
So,
But
wow.
yeah, hold up a second.
I mean, these data centers, these AI centers, they use gigawatts of power and drink water like a drunken sailor. What's going to happen when we have this super La Nino coming through in Chitsville, Australia? Right? We've had our wet season. They said it last year or the year before. Oh, we're going, less rain and all that. It never stopped raining, but now they reckon it's going to happen. And not too long ago, probably 15 years ago, we were in the midst of a drought, barely rained for years and all that. And these data centers are going to chew up monster power. We're already on the verge of power stations being knocked down because they're over their lifespan. We're going to renewables, which is a load of hogwash. And what's going to happen when they tell you you must conserve power? You must turn off your other fridge, and all this. While they're just chewing up power and water at an unbelievable rate. Your country's in the same firing line as mine. We'd have extreme weather, extreme events, people being brought and sold from politicians. What do you think's going to happen when the shit show hits the fan, folks? It's over and out. So if you're not prepared, then I don't know what else to tell you. People are going to be fighting on the streets. If you think fighting over a stupid football game is bad, wait until society starts collapsing.
Right. Yeah, nobody wants to do anything about serious issues until it's too late to do anything. Everybody talking about you're just being negative. It's a conspiracy theory, which trying to pull the quote unquote it's a conspiracy card after everything that's being exposed is the most retarded shit I ever heard in my entire life. You are actively choosing comfortability over truth. But
Yep.
yeah, hold up. Yeah, so and they're already doing a test run for this power outage bullshit. Because Gary, for those of you that don't know, there's a place called Gary, Indiana. It's like a neighborhood or a town that's been without power for more than 10 days now. And motherfuckers are like at night, when nighttime comes, you want to know what people are doing? Breaking into people's homes, stealing their generators and shit. Bro, this is the reality of what the hell is going to happen. That's a small taste of what the fuck they're trying to do. Yeah, people are really not ready for this shit. Shadeo says Gary, Indiana, local government has specifically and directly sold out to the Israeli government after the recent USA ex Israel military deal. Yep.
Honestly, I think that's what I'm saying. This is definitely gonna be the purge. Whoever made it, whoever made this movie, I think they knew what was gonna happen.
Big Shooter says these politicians and chosen ones will fly to Argentina and New Zealand when the planned economic rug pull happens. Yeah, I think what they want to do is, and this is why I'm telling you, I'm telling you guys right now, even everybody in the chats like Lightning God, Narc File Show, what they want to do is when the power outages or whatever happens, if it happens, they want to do something where when the power comes back on, all your whole fucking bank account is going to be cleaned out, bro. Like they're trying to transition into like the new financial world system. So I'm trying to let you know right now, if there's anything that you want to enjoy right now, you better be enjoying that shit right now, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to enjoy the shit that I'm have now for the time being. Just trying to enjoy my last few fucking paychecks, because when that power goes out and the system comes back on, a lot of people are gonna be really fucking they're gonna be real pissed off when they open up their fucking account and they see there ain't nothing in there, or they're locked out, they can't get in, and they gotta use a different way. Yeah, man, it's gonna be bad, my nigga.
Well, I feel like all banks are they might have to pray to God, Allah, or whoever at this point, because when they get locked out, you know how big the banks line, not even just line. It actually, yeah, it's gonna be looking like the DMV line, the DMV lines. That's how all the banks are gonna look like after the power outage, and that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm going to Loki said. Honestly, it's at this point when everyone goes broke and we lose chaos. I feel like the world is definitely going to become the Purge mixed with the Walking Dead. You're just gonna have those mixtures, because you're gonna have crazy people who don't have anything, and they'll be like, "You see how I feel? I could teach you guys how it's like." I'm like, you don't get out of my face before I curse stomp you. It's like no, it's like that's what people are gonna look at. They're gonna look at them and be like, "Man, that's what I'm saying." No matter who or what, it's like the banks are gonna get torn apart limb by limb. And the people who are working there, you better not go into work that day, or the next day, or the other day. Just, I don't know. At this point, we have to see what's going to happen and what's the plan. Because
Yeah.
honestly, this world, they want this world to be turned upside down. It's already happening, but they want more chaos. And honestly, it's just gonna happen. And the same people who don't want to listen are gonna be like, they're gonna call and say like, "Hey, did this happen to you too?" I'm like, "Yeah." You did say that was gonna happen, right? I'm like, "Yeah." You didn't listen. You didn't care. So get off my phone right now. Because it's just like you chose not to listen. You kept. I'm gonna say this, belittling us because you didn't want to hear the truth, and you kept want to hear this a joy of life nonsense. And then when that joy, And that's what I'm saying. Imagine we did enjoy life, and we all did not really feel this way, right? The when the blackout happened with a snap of the finger, and we all were just living our life. Guess what happened? We're cooked.
Exactly.
We basically got our head chopped off. We're basically chicken with our heads chopped off, and we're just running around in circles. And because we listen to them living our lives, in air quotes, we're listening to them instead of listening to ourselves. And that's what I'm saying. Is like when people say you're being overly negative, the same people who said we're being overly negative were going to come to us and say, hey, what's going to happen next? They may not be a next. This might be chaos. That's next. And survival of the fittest. You guys aren't thinking. You just choose to be in the, like I said before, the Attack on Titan thing is a perfect example. People are inside the wall and don't know what is going on outside of it. As soon as they learn, as soon as they go outside, as soon as they learn what's happening outside, all mayhem will break loose. And at this point, you just have to sit there and be like, God will help us. Like I said, I believe in God, but I'm like, at moments like this, it's like, if he comes down and really do that, it to the point where he felt like he has to come down, I'll be like, okay, yeah. That's when all the elites and the government would start pissing their pants and start shitting their pants. They're like, oh my God. So I don't know. Like I said, at that point, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I know what's gonna happen, but after the aftermath, I think that's the most scary part, because I think it's gonna be like the purge. Because I think the government, like you said before, it's gonna clean your account, and they're gonna be like, it has to be like a team format, a last team standing, get this amount of money into their account and their money back. It's like Squid Game mixed with the Purge. I feel like they're gonna do that to to definitely make space in this world, because they know the world is populated. They want to cut that. They want to cut that down immediately, so they can make more space and have more room, and they can get out of debt even for more. But
yeah, I mean, when and if shit eventually hits the fan, I'm just letting you know right now, I'm not struggling. I ain't doing no Walking Dead shit. I'm not struggling and fighting to survive. I'm not doing any of that shit. If I have to check out and get the fuck out of this place, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, because at the end of the day, why should the people who knew what was going on have to suffer the consequences of the ignorance of humanity? I shouldn't have to suffer for that shit. So I'm telling you, shit hits the fan, I'm not gonna be wrestling with nobody. I'm not gonna be doing no Walking Dead shit. I ain't gonna be doing no Dawn of the Dead apocalypse shit. That's just not gonna happen, bro. I'm getting the fuck out of here. You can figure out what that means for yourself, but I'm just saying, I ain't fucking struggling, dude. That ain't gonna happen, bro. Fuck that shit.
Yep.
But I got this one or two other things I want to, probably one. I'm trying to end it like near the second hour, but you could say what you want, Narcfile, if you haven't already, and then I'll do the other one.
I mean, basically, in order to be a free citizen, you're going to have to comply with the terrorist plans. And unfortunately, are you going to accept them or not? In my country, they've already taken some of my rights away. I can't view adult content. Yeah, they've only hit certain pages, certain channels to take down. I can still watch free adult corn, no worries at all, but it's not the ones that I like. I have to go to different channels. And basically, they're going to start controlling you with your taxes, and they're going to do it in a way so you can't function. There will be food on the shelves, but you won't be able to access it because your bank account has been locked up because you've been a bad little citizen. They want to get back to the tab, and you know where, C19. They want to put the poison back in, because the peasants finally rose up and said enough was enough. And we're not there yet. Until they start pushing a little bit too hard like they did in C19, we're not going to rise up again. And eventually, that's what's going to have to take to say enough. We're not putting up for this bull dust. Apparently, C19 was all, we couldn't control it and we had to lock everything down. The world was in a crisis. But where did it go? It disappeared. It magically vanquished. No, it didn't, because the peasants rose up and said enough was enough. And with these flock cameras, with AI and all this stuff taking your free liberties away, what is it? What is the deal breaker that you say, I'm not putting up with this crap anymore? See, I'm getting ready for the great collapse, that I don't have to rely on the government or for a paycheck, or my bank account gets seized. I mean, I may have to falter myself and say, I need my money, I need my food. Hopefully by then, in the next few years, I'm well established. But I see humanity falling fucking way short and crumbling because they need to feed their children. They need their corn addiction fed by their OnlyFans account. They need all that. How many people have given up their rights for the digital ID just so they can view adult content? That's when you know you have given up your civil liberties. You will sacrifice your liberty for a bit of security. And we've gone over that. So eventually, how far will it take before you say enough is enough? Okay, I'm done with my rant.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing that I mentioned before, as far as how much is it going to take before people say enough is enough. Like, people tend to do this shit where, because shit is not like immediately happening, they think they have nothing to worry about just because shit might be relatively comfortable. But it's like, then when it's too late, it's like, okay, well, what now? But that's a bridge they're gonna have to take when they get to it. I mean, humanity's just gonna have to take that L on the chin. It is what it is. But one of the last things I wanted to discuss was Sony going full digital, which you guys touched up on that, but I just wanted to say that a lot of people, because Sony mentioned that in the year 2028 they're going to officially stop the production of physical media and shit like that. Although I'm pretty sure it might be in 2027 they stop doing that shit. But yeah, man, it's kind of insane how I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, since PlayStation is doing this, I'm going to get an Xbox. I'm going to get a Nintendo. I'm going to switch to this or that." See, what people fail to understand is that this is not a gaming or a console thing, dude. All of these gaming companies are either secretly owned or they are taking orders from the exact same group of people. You're not going to avoid this by just getting a different console. And quite frankly, I don't know why the fuck you think Microsoft or Xbox isn't money hungry too. They're money hungry as fuck too. Because at the end of the day, remember back when it was PlayStation 3, the console, with a peak of like the console wars, like PlayStation 3 versus Xbox 360. Remember when you did not have to pay online to play online for the PlayStation 3. And that was one of the main things that the PlayStation side was using, like, oh, you don't have to pay for a subscription, we can play for free. And remember when the PlayStation 4 came out, and then all of a sudden they follow in the footsteps of Xbox. Now you got to pay for a subscription. So as far as the PlayStation 5 goes and them going fully digital, I don't know why you think that eventually the Xbox is not going to they're not going to follow in the footsteps of PlayStation. It's going to be the same shit, bro. And the thing is, another thing is people keep attacking the symptoms and signs of the issue instead of the core issue itself. Why do you think all of this stuff is happening? Who told you that you would own nothing and be happy? Who's trying to push the digital ID and the social credit system? So the social credit system. Who? Because at the end of the day, you need to understand the core issue is that, once again, you have child molesting, child cannibalizing, child ritualistic sacrificing pedophiles at the upper echelon of your society that are controlling your civilization. That is why all of this is happening. If you do not take care of the root of the issue, these people that control your society, they are never going to stop trying to pursue taking more and more of your freedoms and trying to ruin comforts that used to be better in the past. They're never going to try to stop pursuing the destruction and degeneration of everything that used to be good or more balanced at some point. It don't matter if it's video games. It don't matter if it's food. It don't matter if it's fucking dating, which we already seen that bum ass shit gone downhill with all the degeneracy that's been going on. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to acknowledge the core source of the issue, bro. You're not going to avoid this by saying, oh, I'm going to just go get an Xbox or Nintendo. They're going to do the same shit, dog. They're going to do the same exact shit. They're all following orders, bro. They're just starting off with them. But if you guys had anything extra to say about that.
I mean, didn't Xbox bring out some black cube and you can put your disc in and you don't have to reinsert it anymore? It's all the same bullshit. Like, I've got the PlayStation 5 and I went from a PlayStation 3 to the 5, and basically nothing happened, and all of a sudden you had to pay a subscription. That's what they want you to do. You will own nothing. Even though you have the physical hardware, it's your property. You can't do anything with it. You can't even play a game offline. You must be connected to the internet, the grid, in order to play that miserable game. Then on top, you have to pay a fucking fee to access that game. It's not free. They're trying to make millions and millions and billions of dollars out of people because you keep buying a product. And so Sony put up that thing the other day, and I will be calling them because they did an update on Gran Turismo, which has basically destroyed the game. I think the game's rigged as far as I'm damn concerned, because I can never get within a couple of seconds of the top racing scores. And I think the game's rigged. They changed the graphics of the game without telling anyone, and so that pissed me off. And if it comes down to it, I will turn off my PlayStation, not in protest, but because I will not accept their terms and conditions. Am I yearly subscription is coming to an end within a few months, I think, by the end of the year. So I will call them and say, what's your deal? And I'll make a decision on what I want to do. But I'm not going to accept their terms and conditions, stop their games. Every game's like $100. The games are shit anyway. I mean, the game I originally started with, they lied to us. They said it was going to be better than the original Space Marine 1, which is still an epic game, better than what Space Marine 2 ever was. And they made money and it was shit. So I'm not going to play any more games. I'm not going to buy any more games because our gaming rights have been taken away. People have even gone to the UN to talk about this. But it's nothing because even subscription models for a fucking printer. You know, even the other week, there's a subscription model to hire cars now. You know, if you hire a car out for 6 months or whatever, it's like $200 a week. Are you kidding me? That's what they're trying to roll in. You will own nothing and then you'll be happy. It's all about making money off you. You're a piggy bank. This is capitalism at its finest. It's communism. I don't see any capitalism. The only people that are happy about capitalism are fucking the government and the people that are profiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the reason why when I first got my PlayStation 5, which was sometime not that long ago, but probably about a year and some change. I don't even buy that many games within a year. I only buy probably like I probably will and I will like set up, okay, this is what games I'm interested in for this particular year. It's probably only going to be like most likely two, usually one game. But when I first got my PlayStation 5, I I was essentially just downloading the PlayStation 4 games that I had, and I just put that on my extended hard drive, USB, because yeah, you are right. A lot of the games are fucking shit, really. Disappointments. Um, but yeah, I'm about to end it. But Josh, I mean, Lightning God, you could say what you want, and I mean, you could, yeah, both of you could finish up what you want.
Yeah, no, I was gonna pick it back off. What you guys had to say. Yeah, no, I've been, like I said, since we started this conversation, I have been saying this for the longest. We people are going after Sony, saying this and that. Oh man, we're gonna do a strike. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Okay. Oh, and like you said before, we're gonna switch to Xbox or Nintendo Switch. I'm like, Nintendo Switch 2. They're the one who started it first with the whole, if you mod your thing, we're gonna brick your console. You basically gonna buy it. If you mod it or you do any type of modding, if they brick your thing, and you basically have a useless Nintendo Switch, and they still keep your money, and you can't do nothing about it. Nintendo did it first, but the whole digital thing, yeah, no, Sony's gonna do it, and then Xbox is gonna follow down the line. No matter, people gonna keep going back and forth saying, "Oh man, Xbox is looking bad because they keep raising the prices, and PlayStation is looking pretty good." Then when PlayStation messed up, they're saying, "Oh my god, Xbox is doing really good." It's the same. They're trying to do that to make themselves look like good guys, bad guys, to basically boost your guys. I would say, quote unquote, to their self, their confidence to buy their systems even more. They don't care. It doesn't matter. You can say Microsoft and Sony, they bump heads, but I'm like, the biggest people who bump heads are the fans, and no matter what, they're gonna buy the consoles, even if the prices are raised or this nonsense that going on with Sony about this whole digital game only. It's at this point it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what console you get. We're all going to be slaves to it, no matter what. We're all going to be slaves to it because for example, look at for example, what's his name? Leak Geek that was leaking GTA thing. In my mind, I was saying him leaking it because he had moments himself. He was selling crypto, but I'm like him leaking GTA. It's like in my mind, I was saying people are celebrating, saying, "Yeah, get them, Leak Geek, make them pay." But I'm like in my mind, I was saying like, yeah, it's hurting Rockstar, but as soon as Rockstar dropped the trailer on August 27th for GTA 5, you know what happened? You know what happened, Crayon? You know what happened, Narc? That everyone started riding Rockstar's dick once again. It doesn't matter what you do. As soon as they popped the trailer out, people was going. They jumped right back on the dick and started riding it like a good little bitch, because it doesn't matter what or who do something about it, about the digital. The game, okay, at the end of the day, the game does look fun. That's just what people are going to aim for. And like, ooh, dang, I was on leak side, but I really don't care what leak, because like I said, Rockstar knew. I think Rockstar, yeah, Rockstar may have suffered through it, but at the same time, Rockstar knew how to get the dumbasses back on their dick because that's how easy they are to get manipulated. It's easy. Show them the trailer because people are rushing the trailer. Oh, where's the trailer? This and that. They know how to get their consumers because people are so impatient that they're gonna be like, well, where's that? Where's that? Where's the game? Where's the game? This and that. Rockstar knows how you guys act. That's why they keep pushing the trailer or waiting for the trailer. That's why the whole Netflix and the whole Netflix deal went out with GTA. Netflix went to Rockstar because they knew the people. They knew the consumer of GTA 6. So that's why they went to Rockstar and asked them, can you put the trailer on Netflix? We'll pay you how much money you want. And at the end of the day, people complain about Netflix, but I'm like, it was a smart business move because they knew you guys too well. You guys can bitch and moan all you want, but you guys are still going to get Netflix and watch the damn trailer. So that's what I'm saying. It's a joke. That's what I'm saying. The whole gaming industry is a joke. Not just the gaming industry, but for the freaking people that are whining, bitching, and moaning about it. What are you doing about it? That's making it seem like, oh yeah, we're done with this nonsense. If you guys want to take a stand, turn off your PlayStation, turn off your Xbox, turn off your Nintendo Switch. Don't touch it, even though it's gonna be hard because yeah, gaming does take you away from the nonsense world. But if you want to punish them, you have to make a stand because PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo will see their playlists go down very, very hard. And they would be like, okay, we have to stop this because we're eventually going to go bankrupt if we don't start doing what they. Because at the end of the day, if we all come together and put our foot down, basically on their necks, and be like, you don't listen to our demands, we're done. But people don't. Some people are not doing that, or some people don't want to do that, or some people don't care. It's not just Sony you have to worry about. It's Microsoft, Nintendo. You have to worry about all the gaming companies because, like Crayon said, no matter what, Xbox is going to follow PlayStation because PlayStation follow Xbox with the whole stupid paying online nonsense. Xbox is going to follow PlayStation. It's going to take a while, but they're eventually going to do it. It's just doing business moves to compete with each other. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, if everyone decided to come together and stop with both Xbox
PlayStation, Nintendo, they're cooked. I mean, can I even say something about the PC console?
But just try to speed it up because I want to end it now.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay. Well, for example, the PC console that was coming out, what do you call it? What that thing called?
The Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck, not the Steam Deck. It's like this cube looking thing with the new, it's Steam. It's something Steam with the Steam console. The Steam console.
The Steam Station or something. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, everyone wants that because it's Steam, so you can buy things from Steam and you can play it. But it's so damn expensive. It's because it's still a PC and it's so expensive. It's $1,000. It's $1,000, and the controller is $1,000. So you looking at those, you're basically spending a lot of money, even though it's good. B, you don't have to worry about PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo. But at the end of the day, it's so expensive. That's why it's kind of not really, it's hype still, but it's just compared to others. I mean, to PlayStation and Xbox right now, it's just that's the only reason why it's not really destroying Xbox and PlayStation right now. If it's near like the 400s or 500s, oh yeah, it would definitely destroy PlayStation and Xbox permanently, and they knew that it was gonna happen. But yeah, but that's all I have to say. It's just no matter what console you go to, they're all gonna be the same. Besides Steam console.
All right. All right. You can say your last things, Narcfile show, and then after that, I'll end it.
No, I'm all good, man. I've pretty much said what I wanted to say or response to other people's on the panel. Thank you for having me, and it's been a pleasure. And I'll talk to you next time, guys. So watch out for yourselves, and because no one else will. And I'll see you on the next podcast.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do another one because I had one last topic, but I'll save that shit for like its own category, and we'll have I'll have you on again, Narcfile and Lightning God, possibly same thing. Yeah, so we'll do that. Time. Yeah.
After the stream's ended, can you keep it going if Lightning God wants to talk or no? Or
no, like I said, stay safe. Watch out for the government bitch ass self and all their nonsense. Just like I said, be safe out there. Make sure you guys protect yourself and your loved ones, even though they can be acting like idiots. Still, they're still your loved ones. Protect them and care about them no matter what, even though they're going to call you paranoid or stupid shit like that. But at the end of the day, just be careful out there.
Yeah, I hear you, Narcfile. Just give me a second. All right, guys, this was a pretty good stream, pretty informative W stream. But yeah, thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Whoever was here late, you can just re-listen to it. I think it was a good stream. But yeah, see you.